Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. And we're going to be discussing the twin flame journey as well as the soulmate journey, the kindred spirit journey, and really the most importantly, the ascension journey that you all are on. So if you're here, welcome in. All are welcome. Anybody who's on this ascension journey, which is every human on earth, every soul, whether, they're in resistance or they're, compliant with the ascension process, but we're all here to lift the planet up, to lift one another up, and to move through to the next level and really the next chapter in humanity's history. So I am very, very grateful to be on this journey with you. And sorry, I've got allergies. I realized I have allergies to one of my cat's hair. So I'm just bought a $300 vacuum cleaner in the name of adulting. So exciting. And hoping that'll help with some of the shedding. He's got like a triple coat. So if anybody has anything that can help with that, let me know. He gets baths. I do everything possible, brush him daily, but he's got really thick fur and it tends to kind of hang out in my throat and my nose. So anyway, I digress. So we're going to do a reading here, a shorter reading today, but we're going to look into the energies of what is happening right now, because as you guys notice, I'm not necessarily posting every day right now. There's a lot that needs to settle. So something will come up and we need to work through it, integrate it, and then it settles. And then, I wait a day or two and then something else comes up. And so that's sort of how things are operating right now. I do want to let you guys know that we are going to be launching an Ascension group, a coaching group for mid-July. We'll start the sign-up process at some point late June, I believe, and looking to launch in mid to late July. And this won't focus on the twin flame journey. This will focus specifically on the ascension journey and all the aspects of that and how to best navigate through it, how to navigate through the ascension symptoms, how they're connected to your chakras, what it means to experience them, why you're experiencing them, and really how to create abundance through this process. So we're super excited about that. It's the first time that we'll be offering that. And in addition, if you're looking for individual support, I offer my North Node readings. You can reach out to me and I will send you a description, but it is an astrological reading as well as an individual card reading and as well as a coaching session. It's a 75-minute live call with me. And it's my favorite offering that I've ever offered to clients. I really enjoy these readings. And there's a reason I'm not focusing on twin flame readings right now. People have asked me, when will you be offering them? I offered a limited number. I think I did 10 or 12 of them maybe a month ago. They drained me. So it's not what I need to be focusing on at this time. They want me to focus on the individuals and their journey, their process, their journey, their ascension, as well as taking the focus off of that physical counterpart for the time being. So at some point in the future, I may offer those again, and I will definitely let you guys know, but it will probably be a limited number always because I have to conserve the energy. And the North Node readings tend to give me energy rather than take, whereas the twin flame readings were really taking a lot of energy from me. So I had to take note of that and be honest with myself. So we are going to get started on that. My email will be listed below if you'd like to reach out and have a session with me. Also, if you just like a twin flame coaching session, if you just need assistance on your journey, you need clarity, you can also reach out to me for that. Okay, so let's get started. We have the Work Your Light Oracle. We have the Goddess deck. We have the Kipper deck, which is a super fun deck. So I'm really glad that I remembered I had that. And then we have the Twin Flame Mirror Dialogue because there are messages from the masculines that do want to come through. So the reason I have the Goddess deck is we're going to find out which goddess the counterparts are working with. The feminines are primarily in a very healed masculine energy right now, creating in their 3D world, as I've been talking about for the past few readings. And the masculines are in more of this internal conflict or internal healing process, if you will. They're preparing to come out of that easy bake oven. They're preparing to emerge and communicate. And I want to share with you that Holly has identified that I have I have 3 male cats that are here with me. And I have others that I help take care of. My mom and I share responsibility and love and care for 6 other cats. So they one of them is their brothers, and then there's Oliver, my special needs kitty who wears a diaper that you guys have seen in videos. Charlie is the divine feminine, and Frankie is the divine masculine. So Charlie has come around. He hid from her initially, like when she'd come over, and now Frankie is the one that isn't quite coming around. He's hiding, but he's curious. And so what she said is eventually he's going to get tired of his own crap, his own shit, and he's going to come forward with curiosity, towards her. So that's sort of where the masculines are at. They're wanting to come forward, but then they're like retreating and hiding. They're wanting to come forward, but then they're retreating and hiding. So they're wanting to communicate. Frankie's been very communicative to me. He always is. He's a chatterbox anyway, but he's been extra communicative lately. So there are messages, and it's interesting that we have the message of concern card here. There are messages that want to come through. I think perhaps the divine masculine, I've been saying this for a while, this could be a message of concern about their health or their finances. So that comes through as a possibility, and it's concerning because it's going to send, this ripple effect through their energy and through their day-to-day life. It's going to somehow affect day-to-day life and activities. Could be a message of concern about their children. Could be something that is going on with the children. But in some way, shape, or form, the masculine energy is struggling with communication at this time, struggling with wanting to bring about honest communication, but not quite knowing how, not quite knowing when is the right time. But in addition to, wanting to reach out to the feminine, again, this is, I feel they're receiving messages maybe from a doctor, messages about their children, messages of concern about their finances, or maybe finding out that their job is on the line. And I know they've been going through this, guys, but they're going through it again because it's designed to crack them open. So it's designed to break the ego, to get past the ego, to get into the true essence of who they are. And that can only be done by stripping away certain things that have made them really comfortable in the 3D world. Okay. What about for the feminine? So, gosh, this I'm so like such a clean freak. This table shows everything. Despair. So some of you, interesting. These are some challenging cards. So it's challenging energies. So now I see why I was called to go on. Some of you might be feeling, obviously this speaks for itself, might be feeling like you're down and out or down on your luck. Now, I feel like, this almost feels like it's more of the masculine's energy rather than the feminine. So it could be that some feminines may be feeling this as well, but I think in a different way. Like it says there's a not hiring sign in the back. So yeah, this has to be the masculine's energy still. I know I asked for the feminines, but it doesn't feel like it's the feminines. Might be a small minority of feminines out there who are experiencing this, but that would be if if you are kind of in the feminine energy, because what this is doing is breaking down, again, the barriers to the heart. It's breaking down the barriers to your emotions so that the truth can be felt and spoken and lived. So yeah, I think I'm going to actually consult the book for this, but I do think that there's some challenges ahead for the masculines. Yeah, it speaks of unemployment. And potentially severe stress, emotional exhaustion, migraines, fevers, and potentially jealousy. So let's pull a clarifier, because the card that, we have this card message of concern. So there's a concerning message here for sure. Unexpected income. So this is like the opposite energy. So when we have this, I see that this is going to be short-lived. So I do see that there's an energy of despair, of poor health, potential unemployment. And again, I know that the masculines went through this, in like 2019, 2020, I believe a lot of them went through it. But I think that they're going through it again. So it could have been like, oh, they thought they were on the up and up. They got a job. Things were looking good. But a lot of them did parallel moves, guys, which means a lot of the masculines changed jobs, but they're fulfilling the same role. So it really was a lateral move. instead of more of a diagonal move, you know, or a move forwards and upwards. So if the industry they're in is not aligned with where they're going, it's aligned with the past, it's going to have to be dissolved. And this eclipse season, which is still playing out energetically, is going to ensure that that happens. So I wouldn't worry too much. This is not, guys, this is not for the feminine to come and save the masculine. This does not mean, oh, I need to reach out in the 3D and make sure they're okay. You trust your intuition, but make sure that if you do feel the need to reach out, that it's not coming from a place of ego. It's not coming from a place of needing to control, but it's coming from a place of genuine concern, and it's coming from the heart with zero expectations, because somebody in this frame of mind is not going to have a lot to give. So if you're reaching out hoping they can give something back to you, you're going to be sorely mistaken, and it's going to set you back potentially, and it's going to take you off of your path and away from what you need to be focusing on right now. So I would steer against that unless you feel very heavily called. Yeah, this is so interesting, guys. Bad health, we talked about that. And then the message again. Now this is a different, we see the message of concern. This is a different message. So some of these masculines may be wanting to pen a letter to the feminines. Some of these masculines in this kind of state of bad health, some of them might be experiencing the spiritual flu right now, the ascension flu as we call it, or just, you know, like it said, migraines, headaches, fevers, that sort of thing, just joint pain. Some of them, I know somebody in our coaching group mentioned their masculine reached out and said he'd had a heart attack. So these are very serious potential, you know, health matters that they're facing. And a lot of it's because of this severe amount of stress that they've been under. The friend that I've been telling you about that had just lost her husband a few months ago very suddenly, it was related to, it was a heart condition, but it was related to stress. And so he was under a severe amount of stress. Okay, so I'm telling you that these masculines are, you know, it's going to come to a head, and they're going to have to find a way to deal with the stress that they're facing in their lives, and to realize this person's causing me stress. They need to be deleted out of my life. This job is overwhelming me. This job is no longer bringing me joy. They're going to have to be really, really gritfully honest with themselves, like really down to the grit of who I really am and what I really want, and what I want out of this life, what is going to truly make me happy, and what is going to keep me healthy. Because stress is connected to every major illness. Stress has an effect, a dampening effect on the immune system. We know this. Everybody knows this. But it's how do we let it play out in our lives? And, you know, going to the gym and slamming some weight around isn't a way to relieve stress necessarily. In fact, that can often cause more stress, especially the older we get. So everything has to be done in moderation, and it's about the intention. Are you intending to do it, you know, are you angry when you're slamming the weights around? Are you doing it, you know, out of love? If that can be done, right? Feminine, there's some of you that are having an expectation of this masculine, and you can see very clearly there is nothing to give here. Yes, there may be a message coming through, but I also am reading this as the masculine wants a message from you. So the masculine is hoping, I want to keep these somehow separate, but I want you guys to be able to see them. But the masculine is hoping that you will come through with some sort of a message for them. So some of them, yes, are thinking about reaching out, want to reach out, but you can see the state of mind and the physical state that they're in. It's not really conducive to them reaching out right now. So I think a lot of them are hoping, well, maybe she'll reach out and she'll reach out with that message of concern, and then I can tell her what's going on. Because they're looking for support at this time, but they're not really able to offer it back necessarily. So you might be barking up the wrong tree, feminine. And then the expectation here is like, if you have any expectations on this journey, period, you're going to be disappointed. What are you doing, Charlie? Charlie's here with us, the Dia. The DM's hiding right now. Family room. Well, it's interesting, right? Because what does the family room represent? Community, gathering, connection, coming together, quiet, quiet time to connect, time to unwind from the day. It's a gathering place. Okay, it's usually a warm energy, or at least you hope it's a warm energy, a warm place to rest your feet at the end of the day. And when you have guests over, right, you might gather in the family room and hang out and watch TV or talk or have tea or whatever. And we talked about the feminines really setting up their 3D world right now. Feminines, you're in this place of, you know, that's kind of the priority is what's happening in the 3D world. Not necessarily what's happening out there outside of your home, but really setting up your home, making it yours. A lot of you are switching homes, buying furniture, buying new office furniture, switching offices, that sort of thing, reinventing yourself. And you can see, like, you guys are on very different journeys right now. So again, the expectation, oh, they're going to be in the same place and just lovey-dovey. No, they can barely lift their head up out of this water. It's like the water is, what is that called? Like where the water is just kind of doing this underneath them and they're trying not to drown. Okay, this is where they are currently, today, at the time of this reading, at the time that you're watching it. This could change in an hour. This could change tonight. This could change tomorrow or next week. I don't know, but this is the current energy. Feminine, you're deep. Yeah, we see this pensiveness here with both of these cards. Deep in your thoughts. Probably spending a lot of time at home, I see. Spending a lot of time in the home that you're creating for yourself. Maybe not very social week for you right now. Not a social time. I want to get one more card for the feminine. Thank you. Community. Yeah, you're relying on your community right now. We were just talking about that. Holly and I were talking about that the other day with Charlie. It's like he always wants to be around me, you know, the DF. He wants that support. He doesn't like to be alone. He wants to know that he's supported. He wants to just be around his mama. He's very connected to his mama. He's like a one-person kitty, and I am the person. He'll tolerate other people, but I am his person. So, but the feminine is seeking out, it's like the Three of Cups energy, seeking out her tribe, seeking out her soul family, and really wanting to be surrounded by those individuals. Okay, so let's see. The masculines are awakening. They're currently in the middle of integrating lessons, dissolving karma, and going through a lot of energetic upgrades on the way to their new self. You can see she's shedding skin. She's letting go of who she used to be. She's letting go of the weight of needing to be a certain way to make other people happy, or to prove a point, or to prove to society that she's worthy. Okay, so this is an energy of the masculine is lightening their load energetically and physically also, whether he likes it or not. They're very connected to the grandmother energy. This is Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations. It's all part of the divine plan. So they're becoming more divine. They're checking in more to their divine blueprint. Okay, the masculines are starting to, again, the past is unraveling. The past, they're detaching from the past energetically. They have to go through this internal journey first before it can be reflected externally. They're not going to go through it at the same time, nor did you, feminine. You had these revelations and insights. Your external may have looked the same for quite some time. You may have still been in the job, the shitty job you hated, or you may have still been in that toxic relationship. But over time, as you went through these energetic internal shifts and upgrades and insights and revelations, new belief systems, new thoughts, you changed. Your external, your physical world shifted in as a result of that. So let's see. Interesting. High Priestess energy. So how are you being called to step up and lead? This is coming out in a lot of my North Node readings that I'm doing for clients at this time. So yeah, feminine, it's like stepping into your priestess energy. The High Priestess thrives on trusting her intuition and not questioning it, knowing that she is connecting to her truest, highest self. There's a Kundalini activation or awakening happening right now for the feminine, and because we see the serpent energy here located at the crown of the head. If you can see the snake, the serpent, as well as the lion energy here that is surrounding the divine feminine, the angel energy We see an activation here of the root chakra. So definitely building your foundation, but also trusting that you are moving in the right direction, not questioning yourself, having more confidence, being more bold, okay? Shining your light without fear. You can see she's got light in the palm of her hand. So shining your light without fear of what others might think of your plans or what you're doing or how you're choosing to live your life. Just like letting all of that go. And then we have transformation. So the masculine going through awakening, the feminine going through transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Yes. So both of you are experiencing significant change at this time. Significant change, which is going to lead to a significant shift in the connection with time. But again, guys, I don't want you to focus on that. I don't want you to have expectations. I don't want all your thoughts to be directed at what the masculine's doing, or have they gotten that divorce? Have they left that job? Have they quit drinking? When are they going to come forward? When are they going to communicate? Are we ever going to be together? All of those things will hold your masculine back from shifting through what they need to shift through, and also hold you back from your own divine blueprint and your abundance. The abundance that is rightfully yours. Yeah, I told you, they want you to chase them. I'm afraid to open my heart. Yeah, that's because of where they are at right now. Because they don't think that they're not feeling very worthy. They're battling the unworthiness again. So yeah, financial issues are a concern. You see how all the cards are telling the same story. Financial issues, we see this, bad health, message of concern, despair, unemployment. But then we have the unexpected income card, remember. So things are going to shift and change for the masculine. But what I feel is they're going to have to move through this, step more into the feminine energy to get this unexpected income. They're going to have to meet themselves where they are, and they're going to have to allow themselves to surrender and move through this awakening. This awakening is what's going to connect them to this unexpected income. If they stay in the same energy, it's not going to happen. They're going to continue going through a period of loss. I'm afraid to open my heart. Again, we talked about like heart issues or stress or heart attack. The masculine is, masculines, if you're watching, I want you to get a checkup or go to the doctor. I want you to tell somebody if you're experiencing physical symptoms, share it with someone, talk to somebody. Don't keep it in. If you're stressed out, do something about it. Reach out to somebody, work with a therapist, work with a healer, work with Holly and I. Talk to family members, talk to your twin if you're in communication, talk to people that care, that you can trust, so that you can move through this and don't feel like you have to do this on your own. I want you to chase me, yeah, because they don't have the energy right now to come forward to you. They're in this place of despair, but they would love for you to reach out with a message of concern. However, maybe this needs to be done telepathically in the 5D. I don't think this is best served to do this in the 3D right now. Although, again, trust your intuition. It's your journey, and you guys know what's best for you. I'm sorry for the way that I acted. But they're telling you, like, I just don't have anything else to give at this moment. I feel trapped and stuck in my situation. Well, I bet they do. This is a very intense energy here. It's going to take some willpower for them to get themselves out of it. I can hear you even in the silence. So they're saying, I can hear you in the 5D. I long to be one with you, union. So I long for that. I want that divine feminine. I'm sorry for the way I treated you. So 2 cards here, really driving the point home that they're sorry for the way that they treated you. I was acting from old patterns. So there's a recognition now. There's like an aha moment. There's a recognition of the patterns that they were playing out that had to do with the way maybe their parents treated them, or how their parents treated each other, or in some way there was like a generational pattern that was being acted out and played out by them, where they may have pushed you away. They probably did. They pushed you away. It's what the DM does, because they don't feel worthy. And it's like, you deserve better. And it's a cop-out, because it's a cop-out for them kind of choosing not to deal with their emotions, not to deal with the pain of the journey, not to deal with the reality of the situation where, things need to change in their life in order for things to get better. Things have to change, divine masculine. So I'm sending all my love out to the divine feminines, divine masculines in this journey, guys. decide what you need to do with this. This was a kind of a heavy reading with a lot of challenging energies coming up for the divine masculine and some challenging energies for the feminine, where you're being asked to pull back on your expectations. You're being asked to maybe stay silent. You're being asked to turn to your community, have friends over, maybe have like a game night, or, make your home a place where it's stress-free. Make your home a place where you feel comfortable and safe during this time. The more you can do that, the more you're going to help pull them through energetically. You can do the majority of the work, guys, energetically in this connection. You will energetically pull them closer. You will energetically create union. You will not do it by a physical phone call or a physical action. That's not how union works, okay? I'm sending you guys so much love and support and light, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.